Phillies split their four-game set against the Nationals, but we do have even worse news as Zach Wheeler is heading to the IL with a blood clot in his right shoulder. I'm Coy Camiscioli from Phillies Sports Talk here, going to break down all four games for you, discuss the significance of this injury, and what it's going to mean for the Phillies down the line. So we'll do a game breakdown real fast of all four games. So starting in the series finale, in which the Phillies avoid losing the series, they get scoring early. Alec Boehm reached on a fielder's choice, and Trey Turner was able to score on the play. Top of the second, Kyle Schwarber drove in a run, so did Bryce Harper, and then Alec Boehm hit a three-run shot as well. And in the bottom of the third, though, Aaron Nola kind of imploded. He gives up 6 runs in the bottom of the third. But the Phillies do fight back in the fourth as we add on 2 more runs off of Weston Wilson's single to take an 8-6 lead, and added another run in the sixth and 2 more in the eighth before the Nationals kind of threatened in the ninth, scoring 3 runs, which was a little concerning. But we were able to hold on for the win. It was Max Lazer that gave up the runs in the ninth inning. He goes an inning and a third, 4 hits, 3 runs. We had to bring in Yohan Duran. So the good news here is that Duran, he was injured in game 2 of the series, I think, off a comebacker off his ankle. And he originally could not put any power on that ankle, and he had to be carted off the field. But he was okay. Obviously, he came in this game completely fine. So Aaron Nola, he goes just 2 1/3 innings pitched, 7 hits, 6 runs, 4 strikeouts. I'm gonna give him one more start before I jump ship here because obviously he's having a really bad year, but he's been out for a long time. And give him one more start. He's just every guy kind of needs one start of a cushion there to get back into the swing of things. So for the most part, other than Max Lazer, the bullpen was really good. Tanner Banks goes an inning and two-thirds scoreless. Joe Ross went an inning and two-thirds scoreless. Strom an inning and a third. And Yohan Duran for the save again. Multiple Phillies with 2+ hits in this game. Multiple Phillies with 2 hits in this game. Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, Alec Boehm, Nick Castellanos, they all had 2 hits. 3 RBIs for Boehm. Great game for him to be back. Harper, 2 RBIs. Weston Wilson, 2 RBIs. So the Phillies did hit well in this game. Both starters were eliminated out of this game early. Mitchell Parker, he got out of this game in the second inning, as he has been really bad this year. He gave up 5 earned runs in an inning and two-thirds. So this was a bullpen game from the start in the series finale. But the Phillies were able to hold on and take this one. So that's it for game 4. Talk about game 3 real fast. Phillies lost 2-0. This was bad. Trey Turner was picked off in the first inning on second by an inside move, so it was a bad way to start. Harrison Bader, he made a nice sliding catch in the fourth, but then James Wood had a 2-run double in the fifth, which is all the scoring in this game. So good news out of this one. Taijuan Walker, with his third straight quality start in August, 18 and two-thirds innings pitched so far this month with a 1.45 ERA. Really good numbers from Walker. He went 6 and two-thirds, and in this game, 2 runs, 6 hits, 3 strikeouts. And offensively, the only notes really, Trey Turner had 3 hits, Realmuto had 2 hits, but the Phillies were not able to touch home plate once. So that's game 3. Game 2, the Phillies won 6-2 off a bounce back from the series opener. Bryce Harper doubled in the first to drive in 2 runs, and C.J. Abrams kind of bounced back with an RBI double in the second to get the game within 1. But Nick Castellanos had a big outfield assist, throwing out Dylan Cruz at home from right. Dalen Lilly hit a solo shot in the fourth to tie the game for the Nats. But Trey Turner, he stole his second base in this game in the fifth. And then Kyle Schwarber hit a 3-run shot in the seventh to take the lead, which marked his 101st RBI on the season. 3 straight seasons of 100-plus RBIs. So pretty incredible numbers there. And then Harper added on with the homer in the same inning to go back-to-back. And this is the one where Yohan Duran got hurt. But again, thankfully he's okay. We don't need to discuss that too much. David Robertson came in and shut the door when there was a little, kind of concern there. Turner and Harper, they both had 2 hits. The Phillies' top 4 were the only players to record hits. Turner, Schwarber, Harper, and Realmuto, and just 6 hits in the game. Just a couple bombs, though. Wheeler went 5 innings pitched, 2 runs off 4 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. And that's probably the last time we're going to see Zach Wheeler. It's unclear, really, the severity of this injury. Well, we know it's bad, but just how bad? And I have to say, I think his season's over. It's a blood clot in his throwing shoulder, and you're not going to be able to play on blood thinners. This is bad for the Phillies. If Zach Wheeler's out, the Phillies are out. There's no question about it. This is one of the best pitchers in baseball. The Phillies already don't have one of the top lineups in the league. I am extremely concerned. Extremely concerned. It's a shame. But mainly just praying for his overall health right now. You never want to have a blood clot. That's scary stuff. So praying for Zach Wheeler. Hopefully he's okay outside of baseball. This thing's bigger than baseball sometimes. So that may have been his last start. But out of the bullpen in game two, four good shutout innings. Tanner Banks, Orion Kirkray, Matt Strom, David Robertson. So good stuff from there. And game one, Phillies lost 3-2. Bryce Harper, he drove a run in the third off a grounder to get the Phillies a 1-0 lead. But then Paul DeJong hit a solo shot in the fourth to tie it for the Nats. Kyle Schwarber, he had an RBI double in the fifth to get the lead back for the Phillies. And then Dylan Cruz made a great diving catch in the sixth, which if it got by him, one run would have scored, and Castellanos probably would have been on third. So big time play there. And then Jose Tena hit a two-run single in the seventh off of Ryan Kirkray to get the Nats a 3-2 lead. Phillies out hit the Nats 10-6 in this game, just couldn't capitalize. 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position and only 2 extra base hits, so just a lot of singles that couldn't amount to anything. Trey Turner, he had 3 hits. Kepler had 2 hits, so a couple of 3-hit games return in this series. Luzardo, 6 innings pitched, 3 runs, 4 hits, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts, so a solid start from Luzardo. Orion Kirkgreen's runs were Luzardo's base runners, so you couldn't get Luzardo out of that jam, and Brad Lawrie kind of just shut the Phillies down. So kind of an annoying split in this series for the Phillies. The Nationals suck. There's no sugarcoating it, but it's over. And really, we're just more concerned about Zach Wheeler. So, Phillies will open up with a 3-game set against the Mariners at home. And the Mariners have not announced their starters, but Game 1, Rangers Suarez. Game 2, Christopher Sanchez. And Game 3, Jesus Luzardo for the Titans. MLB standings update: the Phillies stand at 71-53, 5.5 games up with the Mets as the Mets won their most recent game. So, hopefully the Phils can bounce back and with a good series win over the Mariners, but again, hopefully Zach Wheeler's okay. That's going to do it, guys, and I'll be back to recap the Mariners series.